We are the only South Florida station with a full-time bureau in our nation's capital, so be sure to look for live reports from our D.C. Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy later today on the celebration for that bipartisan gun law. And right now at noon, today marks 1 year since those historic anti-government protests in Cuba. Thousands of Cubans took to the streets on this day last year. It was the most widespread demonstrations the island nation has faced since the 1959 revolution.
Meanwhile, events are happening in South Florida throughout the day to stand in solidarity with the Cuban people. We have team coverage for you at noon.
We start off with Local 10 News reporter Hatzel Vela. He is live in Little Havana with what's happening in Cuba today. Hatzel.
So, Janice, let's talk about what's happening in Cuba, because we've been in touch with several activists and dissidents who tell us that they are not able to leave their homes, that the government is clamping down so that something like this doesn't happen again. Meanwhile, we continue to feature and highlight some of the stories of the folks who participated in those July 11 protests and remain in jail. This is Lorenzo Rosales Fajardo, a Protestant pastor who remains in jail, sentenced to 7 years in prison for simply participating in the historic July 11th protest a year ago today.
Después del día 11 de julio, hemos vivido momentos terribles.
From Cuba, his wife tells Local 10, since the 11th, life has been terrible. He's just one of many examples. Cubans of all ages throughout the country were arrested and sentenced to jail following the protest. In a 36-page report released today, Human Rights Watch says it has been able to document a wide range of human rights violations during the protest, including arbitrary detentions, abuse-ridden prosecutions, and torture. The Cuban human rights group Cubalex says more than 1,400 people were detained, more than 700 remain in jail.
Seguimos orando por la libertad.
The pastor's wife says she continues to pray for her husband's freedom so he and other Cubans can freely worship. All right, so just one of hundreds of stories that we will be able to share with you throughout the afternoon. We're also going to take you into Havana and talk to one of the dissidents who can tell us what's happening as we speak. All that we'll be sharing with you throughout the afternoon. For now, reporting from Miami's Little Havana neighborhood, I'm Hatzel Vela, Local 10 News.